Good morning.
Good morning.
What I'm going to talk a little, and it's very little, about Rabbi Ashlag ideas and what the main things that he brings us. It's not only knowledge, it's understanding way of life, which is very important, because he said, I don't make any new. It's Rabbi Ha'ari. Only I just explain it, because I got, by the wish of the God, that his soul came to me. Without this, it was impossible. So it's like understanding what the Ha'ari want to give us when he was here in Tsfat. And the main thing is that the reason of create the world is only for one reason: to change the big wish to get to yourself, what we call the egoism, to change it to altruism. It means what Rabbi Akiva said in Parashat Kedoshim, כן? ואהבת לרעך כמוך, זה כלל גדול בתורה, is the main, is the majority, is the aiming of all the mitzvahs, to come to this level. But in one important thing, not because you love your brother, not because of this, it's because the God wants it. So you're doing it for the name of the God, not because you love your brother. Because that is the big difference between the Christianity to the Judaism. They separate the God from this. They put it on basic, normal relation between people. And of course it can't work. And why it cannot work? Because the way that the man had been created is with a big wish to get to himself. So from where he can get energy to change his character? Somebody have to give it to him. And this is only the God. So you can do it only if you're doing it for the name of the God, for the God. So the God will give you the energy to do this. And he pay you. Why he pay you? Because when you love the God, this is like a gift. Because to love the God, it fulfill you with a very pleasant feeling. And that's what Ramchal said. And what's the aim of the creation? להתענג על השם. And we make it as a bless. We're making as a bless in יום שבת. אז תתענג על השם. והרכבתיך במותי הארץ, וחלתיך נחלת יעקב אביך, כי פי השם דיבר. It means that the end, what we say is the salary, is that you come to the level of loving the God. To say it, it's very easy. But when the God give, like to Yaakov, so many problems, so now we should see you love the God. And any person that we know have his own problems. So to understand that this problem is just to help you to come near to the God, to be like the David the king. Shiftecha means the kicking that you give me is what helped me to come near to you and to love you. And we used to say that the tzaddikim had got punished immediately. They don't have to wait, so they can correct themselves immediately. I don't want to say it's a game, because it's a life work. I just want to say that is a reason why to be a Jew, in spite of all the problems that we have, especially now we're just in the beginning of the problem. People don't know what is going to be. We're just in the beginning of the problem. So we have to understand that to be a Jew is a lifetime work. It's not a course, a small course. You put a tzitzis, you put a tefillin, you keep Shabbos, finish, you are a Jew. No, that is just in the beginning, but not as a life work. So now I want to mention something that Rabbi Alshech said it very clear. Everything that running around the world and happening is to bring the world to the end point. The end point that everybody will know the God, everybody will work for the God, and everybody will be in this level that you love your brother as you love yourself. I am the God. It means you love me. You love me. I am your friend. I am your rare. So everything for this. So now, look about very simple behavior of people. And speak about religious. It can be non-religious, but live in Israel. That we have a government, and the government have clerk that force you to do things. Important, not important, how to build a building, how to do this, how to do that. And to get a license, it takes years sometimes for small things. You go to the United States, it's 1 day, 2 days. Why it takes so long? It's because the government want to show that she's ruling you. That's all. Not helping you. That is the biggest mistakes, that people think that the state of Israel want to help you. It's the biggest mistake. The state of Israel is a bunch of people that thinks only about themselves. That is have to be very deep inside. And I'm working as an engineer, so I know it every day, how they behave. And when you see that they're doing things, not any connection to engineering, like, I don't want to say so bad words on them. And you try to show them they made a mistake, and so, no, they don't want. So you phone to other members in the engineering, the same job, and you ask them, maybe we shall together try to convince, to change, to make something. So what is the answer? A normal answer. I have no energy for this. I just have to bring food to my house. Forget about it. And so many people is suffering from this. I don't want to enlarge it. So people, they say, what I can do? I can do nothing. And this is, Rabbi Alshech said, very clear. If you have this point of looking about things, the God will cause that there will be a big war. He will not let it continue like this. It's impossible, because the world is aiming, have to come to the main point that everybody will love each other, because the behavior of the clerk of the government is not loving. It's totally egoism. Thinking about only themselves and, of course, the salary. Ego, which is the first, and second, the salary. So they don't understand, and only few can understand, that what happened in the 7th of October, is because of this. It's only because of this. Because And it's come in a day of the Torah, Simchat Torah. It means that God talked to us. You don't understand. You miss the point. You don't try to come to me. You don't try to come to the level that, to be in the, what we used to say, love your brother as you love yourself. I am the God. You don't try to come to this point. You try to make a benefit to yourselves. Just enlarge your egoism. You don't do anything and that is why it's happened in a day that you have to be a big simcha. So the only one that was the simcha is the God himself. The people that had been, what happened to them are not in a simcha. Of course not. But for the God, it was a simcha. It was a simcha. Because it's just small patch, not a big patch. And he warned us, if you don't listen to the small patch, you will get a big patch and bigger patch, because the world is aiming. And that's what Rabbi Ashlag, he divided to two. One is to learn Kabbalah, and what he have done is combine Rabbi Baal Shem Tov with Ari. Baal Shem Tov was talking about the work of the heart, and Ari talked about the work of the mind. And he combined them together. How he have done it? In a very simple way. He said, as I said in the beginning, that all the aiming of the creation is to change your heart from egoist to altruist. You work on your heart. And the learning is helping you. The learning of the Torah Ta'ari will help you to change your character. So, by this, he first put what is the aiming, very clear, change your character from egoist to altruist. And second, use the learning of Kabbalah, as Ari give it to you, is the work of the mind, to know the God, to know the Master. And when you know the Master, it makes it more easier to you to love him and to be near to him and to change your heart, because you find out that he is so altruist, the God, only giving. He never done bad things. As the Baal Shem Tov make it very clear. He never done bad things, never. Only good things. You did not listen to him. So like you take the car and they told you not to pass the cross with red light. But you don't listen. You pass the cross in red light. So is the aiming of the God? No. You did not listen. Because you didn't listen, you get this patch. And happened what happened. It's everything. So we know that is the main information that we have to put in our heart. Once each one will change his character to come to the level of loving your brother, and how you can do it, first by understanding that what happened to you is for your benefit. Don't think about it is bad for me. It's something good to me. It's difficult to understand. So David the king, he said it, he shouted. All the Tehillim talk about it. That it was for good. He made a mistake. But what happened? The God showed him, that is a mistake. You don't take the right way. You have to change a little. So, first thing to understand that everything that happened is good, which is difficult, very difficult. But this is what we have to understand, is good. Second, to learn from this how I have to behave. And just for example, if somebody kick you by mistake or not by mistake. You don't have to kick him back. You have to say, wait a minute, excuse me, that I caused you to kick me. And it is not joke. It's a man thing that, I forgot his name, in the Gemara, asked one old man, how your life is so eldest. And he say, I swear you, I didn't go to sleep before I ask forgive me those that have done bad things to me. Forgive me. Because we learn the essential thing, מגלגל זכות על ידי זכאי וחובה על ידי חייב. It means he give somebody to make a mitzvah, a good mitzvah, if he really good man. So he give him the ability to make a mitzvah. And if you are a bad man, he cause you to do bad things to other people because you are bad. And this answer a question, because I heard here in Abu Hab, Rabbi Mordechai Eliyahu asked a question. How it's possible that זדונות הופכים לזכויות? Bad things that you have done, when you make a tshuva, they themselves change to be zchut, like a mitzvah, like you make a mitzvah.
Merit.
How it's possible?
Merit.
Because you have done a bad thing, so the bad is bad. So how it came to be a mitzvah, zchut? And the answer is, once you understand that nobody can cause other men to be heated, to suffer, you cannot, and nobody can cause to harm somebody. It's only by the permission of the God. And why? Because this one that you cause him a bad things, he have to be punished. That is the main thing. And the God have to choose somebody that will do this. Like the story of Achav, that the God asked, who here want to come and to bluff Achav because I want that he will die? And what's his name? Navot. He have a vineyard. And Achav caused him to die. So he said, I am going to do this. So he said to him, go out from my place. Because if you want to make a bad things, I don't want you to be with me. To understand how it's so deep. So if a man make bad things, because what happened is somebody had to be punished, have to be kicked. But why you? Because you are a bad person. Now you make a tshuva. Why you make tshuva? Because you make yourself so very sorry. Very sorry why the God choose me. Like Elazar ben Dordai. Why the God choose me to make these bad things? Why? It means that I am a bad person. And forgive me, make a big asking forgiveness from the God. So who caused you to change your ideas and to make a tshuva? The bad things that you have done. So the bad things that somebody suffer is because the God needs that somebody will do it. He takes this job. But you as a person that you have done it, it's caused you to be so sorry about what you have done. So this changed to be your zechuyot. It's like you make a mitzvah. It changes the appearance for you as a mitzvah, not for the guy that had been kicked, but for you, it's a change to be. That happened to Elazar ben Dordai. Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi said, "Hakone olamo b'sha'a achat." A man can get his next world in 1 hour. Why? All the bad things that he have done caused him to be so sorry about it. So he cried and cried and cried until he died from crying, because nobody can help him. So Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi, there was a voice come, אלעזר בן דורדאי, רבי אלעזר בן דורדאי, מוזמן לחיי העולם הבא. It means he got, because the bad things that he have done, those caused him to change all his feeling and all his relation to the God and all the Torah and the mitzvahs. These themselves. So that's why this do not, the bad things, change to be zechuyot. So פה.
חזק וברוך.
שכוח.